Hi everyone, my name is Sue and this is Decoding FX, where we learn how to make money work for you and not the other way around. In this episode, I'm going to change things up a bit and talk about what you should do when you've been recently laid off and you need to protect yourself financially. With the most recent tech layoffs from major tech companies.
About where this fits in with Amazon's strategy and the amount of cuts we've already seen.
Primarily, but then across several other industries as well, you want to make sure that you are financially prepared. Since you will be looking for your next opportunity, don't let financial things hinder your progress, because there's so many things going on and you don't want to be worrying about where your 401k plan is at your previous company or all of your other financial accounts at your current company. So with that being said, let's get started. The moment you get the notice about being laid off, your very first priority should be securing that last paycheck. Make sure you know when you're going to get it, how you're going to get it, as well as double check the chances are they're going to cut you a final check. And hopefully they will attach a statement with it as well, so you can double check that amount and make sure you're getting the full amount of what you deserve. Next, I want to make sure that you move all your financial accounts that are currently sitting at your company along with you. This includes HSA, 401k, FSA, any other financial account that you established at your current company. The worst thing that can happen is all these maintenance fees that are attached to your financial accounts eat up into your funds, and you don't want that to happen. So please make sure you roll over these accounts or move these accounts with you. Take that money with you. I'm going to go over an example of a 401k rollover form. So this form specifically is for ADP. For folks viewing this video, if you have a different provider, then I would highly suggest you log into their website and pull out a similar form. But the contents should be relatively similar. So let's go over it. First section is basically your personal information. You have your name, social security number, etc. And then the second section is you want to request a total distribution of your 401k plan. And you want to request 100% because you don't want to leave any of those funds with your current employer. And then next, you want to choose where this 401k plan is going. And this is going to be going to a similar account. Now, for those of you who are not aware or not as familiar with 401k plans, know that it is a pre-tax account. So when you're moving those funds, you also need to move it into a similar account that is also pre-tax, because you don't want to be hit with fees and it gets a little messy from there. So you want to select either a traditional IRA or a rollover IRA, depending on what the form allows you to select, and then you want to move on to the next section. Next section is just a signature and then passing it over to an HR personnel to fill out the rest of the information, signing off, as well as providing the employer participant ID number, which is specific to your particular 401k plan. And after they fill this out, the HR personnel should be able to forward this over to their 401k provider to process this 401k distribution. For those of you who are wondering how to move HSA account funds, here's an example using Lively, which is a custodian I chose personally to house my own HSA account funds. Now, for those of you who this would be applicable for, is if you had a high deductible medical plan, and this is determined by the deductible amounts. And if you signed up for this plan, you should be aware of that it is a high deductible medical plan. But getting back to how to move these HSA funds, so I use Lively. I personally would recommend it to anyone I know because they make it super easy to move funds. For Lively, there's a transfer funds button. You fill that out and you tell them who your current custodian is that you want to move the funds, and they will take care of all the paperwork in the background. They will let you know that as part of the process, the current provider has to issue the funds via check and mail it over to Lively, but then they take it over from there, so you don't have to juggle anything with like the check being in your hands and forgetting to move it to your new provider. Know that Lively did not sponsor this video. I just recommend them because I personally use them and I think they're great. Next up is your insurance. Medical, dental, and vision insurance. Make sure to take those with you because you don't want to be worrying about medical insurance, dental insurance, or even vision insurance while you are looking for your next opportunity. That's not something you just want hanging over your head, especially when it comes to like making sure that you have the benefits you need in case you need it. Stock option benefits if your company offers them. You want to make sure you know when they expire and if and when you are eligible to actually take advantage of those stock options. Because every company is slightly different and when it comes to their policy. Most stock options come 4-year vesting schedule with a 1-year cliff. And what that means is that the full option will be eligible for exercise or buying at the end of 4 years. And the 1-year cliff is the first time you're able to actually buy these shares. They want you to stick around with the company for at least 1 year before you can actually buy those stocks or exercise those stock options. Because if they allowed you to exercise it early, that means there's really no incentive for you to stick around longer than 1 year. It's a disincentive at that point. Last but not least is unemployment benefits. Now, if you're located in California, you will want to apply for unemployment benefits with EDD. And this is how. Okay, so we just navigated to the California EDD website. Again, this is strictly for California. So for those of you who are watching this video that aren't in California, it's going to be a little bit different, but for every state, they have a very similar website when it comes to applying for unemployment benefits. So what you want to do is navigate to this website and you go set up an account. Now, in the state of California, you need to sign up for an unemployment benefits account before you can actually start applying for benefits. So first things first is you have to go to this benefits login. And then when you see this login to benefits program section here, you're going to have to register for an account. And once you register for an account, that's when you can actually start applying for unemployment benefits, or also called UI, and then start tracking the status of your application. Now, know that when you've been recently laid off, it's going to take some time for the application to get processed. So best way to get started is the moment you get your notice that your last day is in a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month, you get started on applying for your unemployment benefits. So what you want to do is like try to time it so that by the time you get your final paycheck, your application for unemployment benefits will already be kicked in motion. So hopefully by the time you kick this off, then your money for unemployment benefits will start rolling in the next coming weeks after you get your final paycheck. You don't want to wait on this. You want to make sure that your unemployment benefits are secured and you will be expecting that money while you're looking for your next opportunity. In this current job market, things are unsure. They're chaotic, they're messy. You want to make sure that you secure some money in your bank. So once you go through setting up this account, you can go through the application process. It's pretty straightforward. They ask like when was your last paycheck, approximate amount, who is your employer, what is their EIN number for that particular employer, and all that information should be provided to you as part of your offboarding documents. If your HR department doesn't provide you with that, please make sure to secure that in your hands before leaving the company. So there you have it. I hope this video was extremely helpful for you. And if not, leave a comment down below on what you are currently struggling with when it comes to managing your financial accounts when you're being laid off. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up so I know to create more content like this. and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.